you take, you're getting your team tired. I'm going to say that again. For each extra dribble you take, you're getting your team tired. There's nothing more beautiful than seeing a team run a fast break without the ball ever hitting the ground. The worst thing that happened to the basketball was put air in it. Listen, the worst thing that they did to a basketball was put air in it. If you understand the history of basketball, right, with the peach basket and all that, they had to pass the ball. The worst thing they ever did to a basketball was put air in it, because now it comes right back up to you. And like you're almost hypnotizing yourself, because you just look, the worst thing they ever did to a basketball, put air in it. Athletes, move the ball, pass the ball, stop being so selfish. If you pass the ball, I assure you the ball will come back and find you.
Yo, just so you understand it, this is Coach Carvel Bailey's program with the spirit of Bob Hambry. This is Blessed to Ball, helping athletes, and we represent. Study your craft, your mentality leads to excellence. It's all about your mindset. We'll never stop addressing this, so be positive and not a pessimist. Confidence took James Harden higher. If you really want it, it ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be hard as carbon fiber, but we got you. From counseling to workshops, we do it. You'll go farther with a scholarship. We'll help you get recruited. Yo, anyone can dribble and shoot, but it's the ones who study basketball internally that make it to Duke University. Knowledge goes around. The game is played from the neck up and not from the shoulders down. This is Blessed to Ball, helping you with obstacles. The athletes are the rocket. Blessed to Ball is the rocket fuel. If you hit a wall, we can help you slowly climb it. So keep a Mamba mentality like Kobe Bryant. Blessed to Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Blessed to Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Blessed to Ball. Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Blessed to Ball. Cherish the opportunities that you have. Blessed to Ball. Use your mentality to master the craft. Blessed to Ball. Come join our team, it's a new day. Follow our steps and watch how much better you play. Yo, Coach Carvel Bailey. Hey, listen to your coach, man. He ain't no scrub off the street. That man got credentials, academic and street. Believe it. And my name is Strategic.
Hey, what's happening? What's happening? How y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of Lunch and Learn. Welcome to another episode of Lunch and Learn. You saw the title, right? It's really, what do you want, right? So my name is Coach Carvel Bailey, and I help high school basketball players get recruited, even if they're not five-star athletes. So today, I just really want to ask the question, right? And you all can drop in your city and state. Let me know where you're checking in from. But today, I just have a simple question, right? A simple question for the parents. And you can ask this to your athlete as well. What is it that you really want? Now that we're heading into, summer's upon us, it's about to be a lot of activities, a lot of basketball, a lot of things going on. And there's still schools still signing athletes to LOIs, right? If you don't know, that's a letter of intent. That's the real name for a scholarship, okay? So still schools out here offering scholarships, still athletes signing LOIs. However, this is the question that I want to ask you that's watching, and then you can ask your athlete, because ultimately when I assess, right, athletes, and I assess athletes each and every day, either I'm watching film or I'm having a verbal conversation with them, right? And so, Eric, I see you. I ain't seen you in a while, man. How you feeling? Lewis, it's always good to have you, my man, always from Utah out on the West Coast. I appreciate y'all checking in. And so this is the question that I want to ask, really, right? And I ask every athlete and parent that I assess. After they get done telling me, right, what they feel, what they believe, what other people have, then I ask them the question, what is it that you really want? What is it that you really want? Right? All the time, Eric, right? God is good all the time. And multiple ways, more than we can count. Absolutely. I definitely got to comment on that. But I always ask then right after, well, you know, I want to do this one, right? Well, what do you really want? And so here's the backstory to it. The biggest three things, right? Most players, most parents, they want their kid to go to the NBA, right? They may not necessarily be aware that they can get paid. They can have a career playing basketball, but it doesn't have to be the NBA. So we have one set, they want to make basketball a career. Then we have another group that they really want basketball to help them get an education, right? To go to college, to get a free education, right? Even in some places, to be able to go to a better high school other than the public school in which they may live, right? So they want the school, because there are some high schools, private high schools that give scholarships. So they want the basketball to be able to afford their kid a better education. And then we have some parents that just want the basketball to really be able to afford their kids like a little bit of fame and a little bit of notoriety. And now the list goes on and on and on and on about what do you want. But regardless what they want, any of those three, if they just want the fame, you know, the social media looks, all of that, or if they want to get the free education, or even if they want to go beyond that and be able to have basketball as a career, my next question after they can really ask what do they want, because a lot of athletes and a lot of parents don't really know what they want. And so they're out here looking and searching for the wrong things because they aren't really clear on what it is that they want. That's why athletes get burned out, athletes get stressed out, because they aren't really certain on why they're playing the game. I tell athletes all the time, right? I read a post earlier about somebody saying, you know, if you spend all this money for your kid, why not live through your kid? Well, this is what I tell athletes. You can play, you should be playing for yourself, but play because of something bigger than you. And if you confuse those two, you're going to confuse yourself, right? So you can play for yourself, but play because of something bigger than you, right? A bigger cause bigger than you. So what happens now, a lot of people are lost because they aren't clear on what it is that they want. And if you aren't clear on what you want, you'll never reach it. Does that make sense? So to my parents, what I want to say to you is find out really what your athlete wants. And now does that line up kind of with what you want for them? And then is it going to be a power struggle with what they want as opposed to what you want? You want them to go to the NBA. They only want social media followers. They're not going to give the same effort, right? Then it's going to be a struggle. So finding out what do they really want? And then, like, what do you really want? What do you really want for your athlete? A lot of parents say, well, I want my kid to be happy. Well, have you really found out what about basketball will make your kid happy? Right? And now they're not just stressed out. And you're like, wait a minute, but you're playing basketball. I'm spending all this money on basketball because you say you like basketball to be happy, but you're not happy. Well, it's probably because the athlete doesn't really know what they want to do with basketball. Or they're playing for you or somebody else instead of playing for themselves. So now it's a chore when I get up and go do things because I'm not really doing them for me. Does that make sense? And so then my second question is, okay, if me and my team can help you overcome whatever is hindering you from getting what you really want, because after you know what you want, then you can decide, do you have the resources? Do you have the tools? Do you have the knowledge, the coaching expertise to be able to get you to what you want? Does that make sense? Right? So you got to really understand what you want. Then you start building out the things to help you to get what you want. And once you know what you want, you know what things and people won't help you get there. And so then that leads me to my second question when I say, okay, well, if we're able to help you with this thing that's not right now, you doing it your way, the parents doing it their way, hasn't been able to help move your athlete to where they want to go, to what they want. If we're able to do that and help you, are you really willing to do that? And this is where like the rubber meets the road a little bit, because a lot of people say they want to go Division I. Well, average Division I day is you may get up at 6:30 because you may have individual workouts. And then after that, now you may have breakfast, right? And then you may have class, and then you may have weights, and then you may have to go to the training room to get treatment, right? Or some type of like work done on an injury or something nagging, right? And then you have to go to practice. And then after practice, now you got to go to study table, or you got to go to dinner, then go to study table, right? And then maybe film session, then you do it all over again. So do you really want basketball to be able to help you go Division I? Is that what you really want when you know what that entails? Does that make sense? So once you know what you want, and then you know what's needed to get there, now you know what it entails. Now you know what won't help you get there any further. And so a lot of people say they want to go Division I and go play college, but the work needed to put in to get there, as well as the work necessary once you get there, a lot of people don't want to do it. A lot of people don't want to do it. So they're saying that they want one thing, but they don't really know what that entails. And then when you explain what it entails, they don't really want to do it. Which is why a lot of people never really pinpoint what they want, because they aren't sure if they're going to be able to manage it. Right? And so this is just what I've noticed from my assessments, right? When I'm watching athletes or when I'm speaking to athletes. Because most athletes that if they can't communicate the game, they really don't know what they want. Less known, they may not understand the game. Right? And then players that can play the game, they can't really break down what they're doing or how they're doing things on the court. They may not fully understand the game. And if they don't understand the game, then it'll be a little bit more difficult for them to get to that place in which they want to go. So I just wanted to come on here today and just drop the question to really ask, like, what is it that you really want for your athlete? And then what is it that your athlete really wants for themselves? And then once they figure that out, are they willing to do the work necessary consistently to get them there? They want to be a starter. They want to be the star on their team. Well, what is it going to take to get there? And then what is it going to take to stay there? A lot of people don't really want to know those answers. They're just looking at the social media and it looks good. But oftentimes, right, that play or that thing that you see on social media may have took 18 times to record that one thing. Right? So if, as Eric says, right, NBA, right, NBA, if the NBA is what you want, then you have to know the things necessary to be able to get there. And then you have to be able to consistently do those things and only those things to get you there. Otherwise, time is being wasted, money is being wasted, right? So forth and so on. So I just wanted to come and drop that, right? And so if you are not really clear, right? If you're not really clear on what your athlete wants, or if your athlete is definitely not clear on what they want, feel free to, get on the phone with us, right? Schedule a call with us, book a call with us, and let's see if we can help, right? Let's see if we can figure out exactly what your athlete wants and then how we can be able to help them ultimately get there. What's up, Mr. B? So, okay. So let's see if they know what they want and if they really want to get there, right? And we can hop on the phone. We can check it out from there. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out my free training, right, then go check out that case study training. And that's at BeTheRightRecruit.com, www.BeTheRightRecruit.com. Along the ticker here. And then I will talk to you guys on the other side. All right. I hope this helps. Share this with somebody, right? So that they can really understand themselves what it is that their athlete wants. All right. So I see y'all on the other side. Peace.
You are now unmuted.